Welcome to the program, friend. I am delighted to bring to you the sixth installment of a series on self-defense that we produced a little over a year ago. We're right now in Memphis so that one of our sons can be treated for cancer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I beg you to pray for this little man that he will prevail in his battle and that he will live a long and normal, healthy life. Some of what you are about to see is probably not age appropriate for small children. So be forewarned, I ask you to use your discernment as a parent or a grandparent as to what your child is able to watch. Children are such a joy. They're the sign from God that He intends the world to go on. But there are people that murder children by abortion, that abuse children in unspeakable ways. And then there are political tyrants such as Saddam Hussein. And should I even mention some of our own political leaders who use children as a shield for their own agenda? So we're going to discuss that in today's program. There are times when children must be protected at all costs. And there are times when they are being exploited for somebody's political agenda. And we have to be anchored in a proper understanding of right and wrong, Christian ethics, history, the teachings of 2,000 years of Christianity. We have to be anchored if we're going to know the role that we play in the defense of our children and to have a nose for when children are being exploited for somebody's political agenda. We all want children to be safe, but the question is, how much liberty are we willing to take so that children are safe? I want my children safe, but I don't want each of them put in a cage so that they never fall and get hurt or nothing ever happens to them. I want them safe, but I want them free. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Voice of Resistance. Did we elect a messianic monarch? Well, according to some children, we might have. In case you haven't heard, the White House released a bunch of letters that were sent to the White House to President Obama with children begging him to do something. I'd like to read, by the way, this was all choreographed. It was all staged. These letters were given just to the Associated Press, who then, following the orders of the president, released them to the public so that we could wring our eyes and say, yes, we must follow the children. The children have the wisdom. A small child shall lead them, as the Bible says. Let me read to you some of these. This comes from Grant, who's 11 years old. It's a free country, but I recommend there needs to be a limit with guns. Please don't let people own machine guns or other powerful guns like that. How about this one from Tajia, who's 8 years old? I am writing to ask you to stop gun violence. I am very sad about the children who lost their lives. So I thought I would write to you to stop gun violence. And then finally from Julia. I know that laws have to be passed by Congress, but I beg you to try very hard to make guns not allowed, not just for me, but for the whole United States. My love and regrets, Julia, 11 years old. Now, first of all, God bless these children, really and truly. They will do psychological studies for years to come on the impact of these killings on children. There are parents who are reporting that the kids in Connecticut who go to that school and nearby schools are clinging to their parents, asking to sleep with their parents, bedwetting. So this segment in no way is meant to denigrate the emotional trauma that children are going through who are aware of these horrific crimes. And by the way, Want to put in one more plug again. Homeschool your kids. The socialization is incredible. No one gives them drugs. No one gives them pornography. No one gives them condoms. And no one shoots at them. But anyway, back on point. The White House deliberately chose, perhaps from hundreds or thousands of letters, the words that they would release. And look at how carefully crafted these words are. And in case you didn't know it, some of these children are going to be the ones that you'll be seeing with Obama in the picture. As Obama starts to release his executive orders, he's going to surround himself by children, giving away the tip about the failed dictator. Anyway, look at some of these words. I know this is a free country, but there needs to be a limit. So I, as a small boy, am willing to give away some freedoms if you'll just please stop people from having machine guns and other guns like that. Again, this is playing to the semi-automatic assault rifle. If it looks like a machine gun, it must be a machine gun. Do you know how few people in this country have fully automatic machine guns? It's minuscule because it's so expensive and cumbersome. The paperwork, the fees, the licensing, the background check. So, as we've gone over again and again, an assault rifle can be the one that's killing you. A .270, a shotgun, all right? The look isn't what matters, but by using this quote, they're playing to the imagery. Or this one, I'm asking you, President Obama, to stop gun violence. I thought I would write to you to stop gun violence. So here, Obama gets to stand and say, Congress won't act, but the children have asked me to act. And so I, without congressional approval, am prepared to act and even trample the Second Amendment underfoot because I have heard the cries of the children. This one. I know that laws have to be passed by Congress, but to hell with Congress. Oh, no, they didn't say that. That's just what's implied. I know laws have to be passed by Congress, but I beg you to try very hard to make guns illegal. Not just for me, but for the whole United States. I'm going to talk a little bit more when I come back about this. But let me just give you one simple word to describe all of this. Are you ready? Despicable. No, there's a word that I want to add with it. Obscene. It's despicably obscene what he is doing as he uses these children. I'll be right back. Who is that failed dictator? And I want to tell you what happened with me and one of the members of my staff when we went to buy a perfectly legal firearm. I'll be right back.